Chapter 20, Lost Ones. Saxton could not get a flight out until Saturday morning. The first thing he did was head to the police station to inform them that he was the caretaker of his 4 siblings.
Listen to me, please.
He told the cop at the front desk.
Their mother is missing. The children came to my house a couple of weeks ago.
Okay. I have to let you talk to my sergeant, sir. The desk cop said. Saxton paced for nearly 10 minutes before the sergeant came out to meet him. He led him to his desk. Saxton then explained to him again what the deal was.
Okay, Mr. Weller, what happened is that the children's aunt, Ketty Cherry, reported them missing. They came to me because their mother had not come home.
The sergeant held up his hand and said,
Yeah, but the mother checked herself into rehab on the west side a couple of weeks ago. She's not missing. So while they're in rehab, can't they just come with me? They can, but it's a little more than that. Then tell me what I need to do here. Go to Family Emergency Court and file an order for temporary custody. They are open on weekends over there on Tidal Avenue.
Saxton stood. He did not have any more time to waste.
But I'll tell you this, Mr. Weller.
Saxton turned back to the cop and said,
What? The aunt has probably already filed. Where was she when these kids needed her before they came to me?
Saxton said as he headed out of the police station into his car. Mrs. Cherry has already filed for temporary custody of the children while the mom recovers. The clerk behind the glass told him.
What does that mean then? That I can't?
No, it does not mean that. You can challenge her intent, but your hearing won't be for another 3 business days. Wednesday. If nobody challenges her intent, they could automatically go with her.
Wednesday? Why so long?
Because that's when the hearing is for her. Like I said, you can challenge her intent. But remember, you have to have a very good reason for doing so.
So where are the kids now? Can I go and see them?
Nobody is allowed to visit before the court date.
Wow.
He wondered what kind of crazy system this was. He did not want to blow a fuse. He wanted to put his best foot forward. He politely told the woman thank you and headed back to his car. The next thing he did was call his attorney, who referred to him to a family law attorney. He knew he would have to have his ducks lined up if their aunt was trying to take custody of them. He would use those 3 days to prepare. He wondered why the aunt had not taken interest in them until now. Devonna and Jack had told him that they barely heard from their aunt, and she was not close to their mother. If their aunt cared so much for them, they would not have to come all the way to the other side of town to find him. If she cared so much about them, their electricity would not have been turned off, and Devonna would not have had to steal to feed her younger siblings because this so-called Ketty Cherry woman would have been on the watch, knowing her own sister was battling with drug addiction. Charlize came over 2 hours after he arrived home.
Where's Lena?
She's with a friend of mine, she said. They sat across from each other in the living room.
You know, Charlize, something told me to take the meeting next weekend. But I was so focused on selling this material that I did not realize $1 million was not worth 4 young lives. They won't even let me see them. And I know...
Saxton, you had planned this meeting long before they showed up. Don't you remember? I know everything that's on your calendar. Past, present, and future.
I still should have.
He bounded from his seat and headed over to the large window. He turned back to her and said,
What's so funny?
3 weeks ago, you were a different man.
And?
I like this new you. Or should I say, I like the part of you that you never showed anyone.
I've been hurt, Charlize.
She had never seen him so open before, so she remained quiet.
Yes, I've been hurt. My father used to beat the crap out of my mother. He was useless other than making kids, I guess. And then, when I was 12, He jumped on her and I tried to take him out.
Leave Mom alone. Leave her alone.
What do you be doing?
You never hear me.
Leave Mom alone, Dad.
I don't
Leave
care
her
nothing
alone.
about that woman.
Leave her.
Get
Leave
out of
Mom
my
alone,
face. I know
Dad.
one thing.
Show
When
them.
you and I
Mom,
touch
don't
you,
listen
you
to
will
me.
be gone.
Mom, Dad.
I know
Never
that.
listen to
I
me.
know one thing.
Leave her
Listen,
alone.
listen.
You need to leave my mother
This
alone.
ain't gonna work.
Leave my mother alone. My mother. Get off my mother. Don't you ever touch my mother. Get off of you, Dad. Don't you ever in your life.
She could see the pain in his eyes as he told that story.
I could see he would eventually break her down to nothing. So when Devonna told me her mother was already depressed even before he died, I understood why.
I do understand, Saxton. He headed back to the sofa and sat down. He put his hands over his face.
I knew they had been through something when I first saw them, but I tried to take them back to where they'd come from.
Why? Why, if you knew what they'd been through?
Because I did not want to relive it. I saw myself in Jack. I did not want to see that side of me again. These kids are tough, but they're just kids. I promised if I ever made it big, I would take care of my mother and sister.
And you are doing a wonderful job, Saxton.
I had told Jack I would take him for a spin in a sports car. Now look, I might not even get them back.
You shouldn't say that. Charlize got up, sat beside him on the sofa. Saxton, look at me. She took his large hands in hers. You will get them back. I can promise you that. He stared into her eyes. His lips came down and met hers, making her dizzy. Oh, wow. He kissed her forehead, his hands caressing the sides of her face.
May I ask you a question?
Sure, what?
You and Riley seeing each other? What? What did I say? Okay, well, what? Charlize. What? What?
It's funny because he asked me the same thing.
Well, if you like him, don't allow me
I'm
to
in
stop-
love with you, Saxton.
What? Really?
She lowered her eyes to the carpet. At least it felt good to get that off my chest.
What do you mean, at least?
Because I don't know if you feel the same. I have loved you for a good while now.
Why are you just now telling me?
I don't know.
Now, you look at me, Charlize. Look at me. I feel the same about you. I love you too.
Is that the reason you're always putting up that concrete wall? So what now, Saxton? Do we just leave it here?
No, we go further. But first things first, let me fight to get these kids back.
And I will help you.